With a heart pounding in my chest, I unveil a tale of the most secretive, complex, and chaotic night I have ever endured. On that fateful day, the day that would forever change the trajectory of my existence, I thought it was simply about escaping the clutches of solitude on my 64th birthday. Yet, beneath Adrian's insistence to stay by my side, there lingered a profound significance that eluded my grasp. The tension crackled in the air between us, a palpable force of forbidden emotions and buried secrets that refused to be ignored any longer. And on that fateful day, the tension soared to its peak. Let me take you back to the moment it all began. Adrian stood as Thomas's stepson, a role that intertwined their fates in ways neither could fully comprehend. At 28, he radiates an undeniable confidence and fierce determination, a magnetic presence that ensnared my attention from the moment our eyes met. In the year of Thomas's departure, he would visit often, sometimes staying with me for days, weaving moments into a tapestry of shared time. But 2 years earlier he disappeared into thin air. In his absence, the moments we shared lingered, hidden deep within the shadows of my memory, waiting to be unearthed. I fought desperately to banish him from my mind, to push away the haunting echoes of our past, but no matter how hard I tried, he remained an inescapable shadow. And then the fateful day dawned. He loomed at my threshold. He insisted he was only looking for some documents in the garage, but an unsettling intuition whispered that his visit concealed a far more significant intention. Adrian's gaze held steady, a piercing look that unearthed every buried emotion within me, leaving me utterly unprepared. As he flashed a smile, papers clutched tightly in his hand, a realization washed over me. This visit was steeped in deeper significance, and my intuition had not led me astray. The gramophone, a relic of my desires, stood proudly in the garage, the very one I had yearned for even in the shadow of Thomas's presence. My cherished record lay upon it, a promise of melodies waiting to be unleashed. The papers were nothing more than a facade, a thin veil hiding the true intentions lurking beneath. This tale unfolded solely through the lens of my experiences. The moment my gaze landed on that gramophone, a tidal wave of emotion crashed over me, threatening to make my heart burst from my chest. As the sun dipped below the horizon, Adrian slipped away, his departure barely a murmur. But as night fell, he re-emerged, a cake delicately held in his grasp, a promise of sweetness in the darkness. That familiar smile lingered, but now it held a profound weight, hinting at untold stories beneath its surface. I couldn't bear the thought of you spending your 64th birthday alone, Helena, he said. And in that instant, I realized this was about so much more than merely celebrating another year of life. Adrian stood at the edge of a promise, ready to unveil an evening that could surpass even my most fervent fantasies. On that fateful night, the very fabric of reality unraveled, and now I find myself driven to unveil every haunting detail. With a swift motion, I flung the door open, and there he was, Adrian, standing before me, a shock that sent my heart racing. This encounter was anything but ordinary. The moment I stepped into the room, an unsettling awareness washed over me. He held the delicate cake with care, his sharp suit amplifying the elegance of the moment, as if time itself had paused to admire the scene. His smile was not just a mere expression. It radiated a profound quality, charged with deeper meaning and an electrifying intensity. At 28, Adrian radiated a captivating blend of maturity and youthful vibrancy, making him utterly enchanting. "Happy birthday, Helena," he said, his voice a warm embrace that filled the doorway, wrapping around her like a comforting blanket. His words struck me like lightning, sparking an intense, unnameable sensation that surged through my chest. He remembered the day I came into the world. For the first time, a presence had emerged, enveloping the moment with an extraordinary depth of thoughtfulness. "I couldn't bear the thought of you spending your 64th year alone," he said, his enchanting smile growing ever wider. "This evening holds the promise of something truly extraordinary. If this story resonates with you, I invite you to join my channel, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you won't miss any of the thrilling tales to come. Trust me, this will change everything." Prepare to embark on a journey that promises to be one of the most thrilling narratives you have ever experienced. A deep longing surged within me, a desperate need to unleash the thoughts that lay imprisoned in the shadows of my mind. Adrian placed the cake on the coffee table, his presence drawing nearer to me, an electric tension hanging in the air. "But Helena," he whispered, his eyes wrapping around me like a warm embrace. Tonight could unveil a magic that transcends our wildest dreams. Let us celebrate this moment in a way that truly reflects your essence. As you slip into that enchanting dress, the air thickens with anticipation. Together, we will weave a tapestry of memories that will linger long after the night has faded. At first, I thought about saying no, but the intensity of his gentle yet unwavering gaze made it impossible to refuse. With a quiet acknowledgement, I began my ascent up the stairs. With every step I took upward, an exhilarating rush coursed through my veins. With a swift motion, I flung open the doors of my wardrobe, and my eyes were immediately captured by the black dress, a haunting relic that had lingered in the shadows for years, untouched and waiting. With a delicate touch, I brushed my fingers over the fabric, the texture whispering secrets as I moved toward the mirror. As I prepared to slip into the dress, I peeled off my t-shirt, revealing my bare skin to the mirror's gaze. My skin held onto its firmness and radiated a youthful glow, a testament to the passage of time that seemed to favor me. I traced my fingers along my waist, tilting my body ever so slightly, as I scrutinized my shoulders with intense curiosity. As I spoke softly to myself, a sense of allure enveloped me, and I realized just how mesmerizing I truly was. At 64 years of age, I sensed that I had somehow slipped through the fingers of time, escaping its unyielding grasp. A smile danced on my lips as I slipped into the dress, relishing the fleeting moment when I felt undeniably special. Descending the stairs, I was enveloped by a hauntingly familiar melody that floated from the living room, wrapping around my senses like a ghostly embrace. It was the melody that held my heart captive. With every step, my pace slowed, yet my heart raced with a thrilling beat, echoing the intensity of the moment. How did Adrian come to hold such profound knowledge? It was a secret I had kept buried deep within, never daring to voice it to him. Intrigued and bewildered, I stepped into the living room, drawn by an unseen force. In the dim light of the room, Adrian carefully set the gramophone in place, his fingers trembling with anticipation as he chose the record that would soon unleash its enchanting melodies into the stillness. As his gaze fell upon me, a glimmer of joy ignited in his eyes. The admiration etched on his face spoke volumes, a silent testament to the depth of his feelings, profound and unspoken. "What brought you to that realization?" I asked, my surprise unmistakable. Adrian's smile was soft yet unwavering, his gaze firm and determined. "I heard you, Helena," he said, his voice low and steady, as if the weight of his words hung in the air between them. "You might have thought you were the only one privy to my inner musings, but the truth is, it was I who listened closely to every syllable you spoke. I clung to each detail you revealed, every fervor you expressed, carving them deep into the fabric of my memory." His words wrapped around me like a warm, protective cloak, drawing me into a world of solace. It seemed like a lifetime had passed since I last felt the profound warmth of true acknowledgement, the deep connection of being truly understood. Adrian drew closer, his hand extending toward me, a silent invitation hanging in the air. "This evening is a canvas painted just for you, Helena. My mission is to make you feel profoundly treasured." As the melody wrapped around the room, I could not ignore the fierce intensity and unwavering resolve that shone in his eyes. As we sank into our seats, the air crackled with anticipation, and our conversation unfolded like a delicate dance, each word laden with unspoken tension. It was charged with the countless feelings and emotions we had buried deep within ourselves for far too long. With every passing second, the pull between us grew stronger, a magnetic force drawing us closer in a world that felt suspended in time. Adrian's voice shattered the stillness, rich and overflowing with emotion. "Do you understand the true reasons for my absence, Helena?" His question caught me off guard, and my eyes were ensnared by his emerald gaze. As I tried to decipher the path this conversation was about to take, he paused for a moment, the air thick with anticipation as he carefully considered each word that hung in the balance. "I've always been drawn to you," he finally confessed, his voice a soft whisper that seemed to wrap around the air, filling the room with an undeniable intensity. I beheld the deep yearning, the intense passion, the exhilarating fire that burned inside you. I had always sensed it lurking in the shadows, but the emotions it awakened within me gripped my heart with a chilling fear. "Helena, I knew deep down that I could never be in your presence." My body ached to surge forward, but my mind relentlessly murmured that it was a path I could not tread. His words wrapped around me like a warm blanket, but beneath that warmth, a storm of doubt brewed fiercely inside. My heart thundered in my chest, a wild drumbeat of fear and adrenaline, but I knew I had to hold myself together. With a steadying breath, I fixed my eyes on him, the air thick with unspoken tension. "Adrian, you mustn't say this," I replied, but the tremor in my voice betrayed the storm brewing inside me. "I know I shouldn't," he murmured, his gaze falling just a fraction, as if the weight of his words hung heavy in the air. As he raised his gaze to meet mine again, the intensity in his eyes held me captive, rooting me to the ground. "Yet I find myself unable to hold it back any longer, Helena. For 2 relentless years you have haunted my mind, an indelible shadow that refuses to fade. Your gaze pierces through the veil of my mind, your laughter echoes like a haunting melody, and every facet of you clings to my thoughts, refusing to fade away. Your presence haunted every corner I wandered into. My heart clung to the memories, refusing to let them fade into the shadows." His confession, raw and unfiltered, sent a jolt through me, awakening a thrilling rush of emotions I couldn't ignore. My hands were tightly bound in my lap, a sudden awareness dawning upon me as they began to tremble uncontrollably. "Adrian, this isn't right," I whispered, my voice trembling with uncertainty. Yet the magnetic pull between us was impossible to resist, a force that entwined our fates in ways I couldn't comprehend. "It is a profound injustice." Adrian leaned in closer, his knees bending as he settled into his seat, tilting toward me with a palpable sense of purpose. His eyes glinted with a fierce determination that could not be shaken. "Right or wrong," he declared, his voice a hushed yet unwavering murmur, "I cannot deny the depth of my feelings, and neither can you, Helena. Your eyes betray every secret. The connection we have is undeniably real." In that fleeting instant, silence enveloped me, as his words cut through the air with undeniable clarity, revealing a truth I could not deny. The air crackled with unspoken words, a magnetic pull that had haunted me for years, refusing to be ignored any longer. The emotions I had been hesitant to face surged within me, pulling me further into their depths with every fleeting second. His gaze, his words, they echoed deep within me, stirring emotions long buried. "Thank you for staying by my side that day," I finally managed to say, my voice trembling with emotion. "Yet, Adrian, this poses a perilous threat. Should we take another step forward, there will be no turning back for either of us." Adrian's hand reached out slowly, his fingers grazing against mine with a tantalizing touch. His touch shattered the carefully built walls of reason I had so diligently erected. "I will not back down, Helena," he declared with unwavering resolve. "In this fleeting moment, I yearn to hold you close, to unveil the profound emotions that swirl within me, to reveal the remarkable essence of who you are to my heart." Tears welled in my eyes, but these emotions failed to break me. Instead, they unleashed a deep and transformative force from within. His words burst forth, unveiling a passion he had hidden away for far too long. His eyes locked onto hers, his voice a soft yet fervent whisper. He declared, "I don't just see beauty. I uncover strength, passion, and an unquenchable zest for life. Though you may perceive yourself as 64 in my eyes, you have forever captured the spirit of youth and allure, and those feelings will never waver." His words pierced through the last vestiges of my defiance. I drew in a deep breath, my eyes locking onto him with an intensity that felt electric. "Adrian," I whispered, my voice trembling as I drew nearer, "you see me in a way I haven't felt in years, and I can't deny it." The silence that followed was thick and heavy, brimming with unspoken words that echoed in the air, conveying everything that needed to be said. Our eyes met, and in that stillness, every hidden truth surged forth, illuminating the space between us. The magnetic pull that tethered us together was now undeniable, an inescapable force that consumed every thought and breath. As Adrian's lips finally met mine, a flood of long-buried emotions erupted within me. Emotions erupted, crashing through the surface with an unstoppable intensity. His kiss sparked a fire within me, forcing me to confront the emotions I had long buried. Yet, the overwhelming intensity of it left me trembling with uncertainty. The logical part of me fought back fiercely, adamant that yielding was not an option. In a heartbeat, I pulled back, drawing in a deep breath. "Adrian," I whispered, my voice trembling with raw emotion. Words eluded me, leaving me adrift in a sea of uncertainty about the message I longed to share. Captivated by his piercing gaze, I felt my hold slipping away, as if the very air around us was charged with an electric tension. My heart pounded in my chest as I stepped back, desperate to put space between us. With a pounding heart, I darted into my bedroom, the world outside fading into a hushed blur. With a gentle click, the door sealed behind me, and I turned to face the haunting reflection staring back from the mirror. Heat flooded my cheeks, painting them a vivid rose, while my eyes shimmered with a thrilling blend of excitement and confusion. My hands trembled with an unsettling intensity, each slight quiver a whisper of the turmoil within. What is this endeavor that has captured my attention? In a hushed whisper, I spoke to myself, the words barely escaping my lips. Yet, lurking beneath the surface, an insistent voice clawed its way through, driven by an all-consuming yearning that refused to be silenced. As I peered into the mirror, my gaze sharpened, tracing the fragile lines that adorned my face, each one a quiet testament to the relentless march of time. Yet, my gaze drifted down to my body, still vibrant and full of life. I still possess it, I murmured, a tantalizing smile dancing at the edges of my lips. Yet, in a manner that defied logic, that very understanding only deepened the web of complications. In that instant, the soft creak of the door sliced through the silence, drawing my attention like a whisper in the dark. I turned sharply, my gaze locking onto Adrian's unwavering stare as he stepped into the room. His eyes locked onto mine, a magnetic pull as he closed the door with a soft click and advanced closer. "Helena," he murmured, his voice a soft but resolute whisper that hung in the air like a promise. "Your escape is not an option I can permit." My eyes locked onto him, but the right words slipped through my fingers like sand. Adrian closed the distance between us, and once again, his lips found mine in a fervent embrace. This kiss deepened, pulling me further into a world where I had no control. One by one, my defenses started to shatter. Overcome by an irresistible urge, my hands moved with a mind of their own, landing firmly on his shoulders. Adrian wrapped his arms around my waist, pulling me closer, as if the world around us had faded away. His warmth enveloped me, sending a rush of exhilaration through my veins, quickening my breath. As his lips brushed against mine, a soft warmth enveloped us, and in that fleeting instant, everything else faded into oblivion. My body responded with an electric thrill to his every touch. Yet, the intensity of this forbidden desire completely consumed me. I stepped back, not in retreat, but to catch my breath, feeling the weight of the moment settle around me. With a sense of purpose, I reached for the dress I had preserved for extraordinary occasions and slipped into it silently. I slipped into the dress, the weight of the moment wrapping around me like a shroud, each breath heavy with anticipation. As I caught a fleeting glimpse of my reflection in the mirror, a surge of courage washed over me, igniting a fire within that I never knew existed. "Adrian," I breathed, my voice barely a whisper, "I am yielding to you." Those words ignited a spark in his eyes, a fierce blaze that commanded attention. Adrian began to unbutton his shirt, his fingers moving with a swift urgency, a flicker of impatience in their rhythm. As he shrugged it off, revealing his powerful athletic physique, my heart raced faster, captivated by the way he stepped closer. Every fiber of my being pulsed with an irresistible pull towards him. Adrian's hands gripped my waist again, guiding me gently yet purposefully toward the bed, the air thick with unspoken tension. As I reclined, he settled beside me, his presence wrapping around me like a warm embrace, filling every corner of my being with an intoxicating energy. The night enveloped us, a thrilling embrace that ignited both comfort and exhilaration within our souls. He awakened emotions and long-buried desires that surged to the surface, igniting a fire within me. As the shadows deepened, a thrilling anticipation surged within me, signaling the beginning of a night that would surpass my most fervent imaginings. I sensed an irrevocable shift on the horizon, a promise that everything would transform from that instant onward. Everything unfolded with a breathtaking swiftness that made my heart race, as if it might burst from my chest. I stared at Adrian, my bewilderment entwined with the deep ache of my desire. "I could have never imagined this," I gasped, my breath trapped in my throat. "In this very moment, nothing else matters. This is my deepest longing." My heart swells with a thrilling mix of excitement and yearning. Adrian tilted his head ever so slightly, a soft yet determined smile unfurling across his lips. "Helena," he murmured, his voice steady and deeply captivating, holding me firmly in place. "We have always longed for this, Yet every time we encountered it, we found ourselves running away. This evening feels all wrong. This evening we will linger in the moment, allowing time to stretch and unfold, with no urgency to chase after any destination. In that fleeting moment, Adrian's words shattered the last vestiges of my defenses. I had cast aside all thoughts of where this night might take us. I stood on the brink, ready to dive headfirst into the unfolding experience that awaited me. A tempest of emotion surged within me, so powerful that I felt utterly engulfed by their intensity. As I shut my eyes, I surrendered to the weight of the moment, allowing it to envelop me completely. As I surrendered to the darkness behind my eyelids, time slipped away, and I lost myself in the vivid sensations that surged through my being. As I gradually peeled my eyes open, the dim light revealed Adrian's figure hovering above me, his presence both familiar and unsettling. His hair tumbled in wild disarray, a chaotic crown that framed his face, while a glistening sheen of sweat clung to his forehead, hinting at the intensity of the moment. Just as the thought flickered in my mind that this moment was flawless, Adrian reached out, his hand gliding over mine on the bed with a tender touch. Every sensation wrapped around me like a shroud, a surreal blend of the ethereal and the vividly sharp. As I turned my gaze to the mirror, the reflection of us in that moment captivated me, and I could no longer hold back the flood of emotions surging within me. The emotional tempest swept through me, leaving me gasping and dazed. A longing and fervor surged within me, unlike anything I had ever experienced, leaving me utterly astonished by the depths of my own reactions. And then there was Adrian, a figure so captivating that I found myself questioning the very fabric of reality itself. His cheeks flushed with a vibrant glow as he showered me with heartfelt praises. My voice trembled with a hushed intensity as I whispered, "Adrian, you are nothing short of extraordinary." Indeed, I longed for this night to unfold endlessly, each moment a tantalizing whisper of eternity. The thrill in his gaze was electric, growing stronger with every heartbeat that echoed in the silence. With my other hand, I reached out and placed it softly against his chest, feeling the rapid thump of his heartbeat beneath my palm. With a heart pounding in my chest, I finally admitted, "I have always desired you," my voice trembling as I grappled with the weight of my own words. What unfolds before me is nothing short of astonishing. I closed my eyes again, surrendering to the all-consuming warmth that surged through my very soul. At that exact moment, an intense heat wrapped around my very being. Adrian collapsed beside me, his breath coming in ragged, unsteady gasps. With determination carved into his expression, Adrian pushed himself up and reached out for his phone. He pivoted towards me, his fingers skillfully dancing over the screen, unlocking secrets hidden within. "Helena, there's a secret I've been longing to reveal to you," he said, his voice low and intense. As he tilted the phone toward me, a wave of astonishment washed over my face. A picturesque cottage nestled by the lake, exuding charm and tranquility. A perfect sanctuary that had long danced in my dreams. "I dreamed of this," he said, his voice thick with a mix of earnestness and longing, as if the very air around them crackled with unspoken desires. "I long to bring you to this place. In a secluded corner of this house, it's only the two of us, isolated from the chaos of the outside world. At dawn, we will set forth to this intriguing destination, and as we step into its embrace, I will urge you to wear the ensemble I have carefully chosen for you. This evening, fate led me to the woman of my dreams. You are the one, Helena. From the very beginning, it has always been you." His words ignited a storm inside me, making my heart race with fervor. My eyes locked onto him, a whirlwind of emotions rendering me completely mute. This was a story that lingered, echoing through the corridors of time. The doorway loomed before them, a threshold to a world brimming with infinite potential. As I stood before that door, a heavy shroud of uncertainty enveloped me, whispering secrets of what awaited beyond its threshold. For the first time, an unexpected calm washed over me, dispelling the shadows of fear that had once held me captive. I stepped over the threshold, but I was not alone in this moment. This is just the beginning, with countless mysteries waiting to be revealed. Having traveled this far, it's evident that this tale has struck a deep chord within you. Countless revelations await, each one demanding your full focus and intrigue. Don't forget to hit that follow button, turn on notifications, and let your voice be heard in the comments about this unfolding tale. I am on the edge of my seat, ready to dive into your thoughts. Let's ignite a conversation in the comments. Your support means everything to me.